Hello and welcome back. We are here with game day 2 and match number 2, and we have two fantastic teams right here. We have Vision Empire versus TeamSin, and we're going to be playing on Clubhouse. Yes, we just talked about it too. We're playing on Clubhouse. And yeah, if you're just catching up now, I am Bubba Fabes. I'm here today with Neely Bobber to cast for you.
Hello, everybody, and we're just getting started on the ban phase. We're expecting some big things out of these two teams. Vision Empire, we've seen play before, and TeamSin, I have not. So, we're going to start off the ban process from TeamSin with a Habana. So, hatch denial, pretty standard stuff. You're going to want to try and limit the amount of hatches that are open, so therefore you can keep as much rotation as possible, especially in basement side, and even... I'm even going to say somewhere around master bedroom side. So, also we're going to see a blitz. That's pretty standard for ranked, or at least this level of play for us. Blitz is a bit of a nuisance, I can imagine. So Hibana, Blitz, Echo, no surprise there. Just denying any plant or early plants or even rush plants, anything like that. So.
Yeah, and just extra vision, extra cameras, super useful, and
just total denial of any intel gathering.
Mm-hmm. The last one, kind of curious to see. Possibly, we were thinking it might be a specific roamer. This being some of the maps being a roamer heavy map, and we're Frost, and that is one. Yes, like for a ban pick. There's three possible reasons why you would pick someone. One would be a specific utility that you want to take off the map. For example, Mira or like a Mute or something that has Legion.
Yeah.
Another one would be for a specific play style or, like a roam heavy map. You want to take a specific roamer off. The third option being if you know the enemy and know one of their top fraggers does really well with Ashe or Ella, then that's what you take off. So to see Frost, her utility being that Frost might to sit down, you'd think, at this level, you should be watching where you're stepping anyways. So
yeah, you should.
Interesting pick.
It is an interesting pick. I still don't understand why. I guess because of all the windows top, they're thinking
possible,
more top.
Yeah.
They're thinking late game, not early game. But even then, though, there's only 3. She can only block 3 windows. Generally, you push through the main wall upstairs, or at least through a hot tub or jacuzzi wall. Areas where frost traps are fairly easy to spot. So we're going to have to wait and see how this ban plays out. That does leave the board open for a lot more operators, and definitely operators that will definitely have better utility than Frost. So we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. But we're going to start off down in by Church and Armory. Pretty standard hold down here. Not too surprised here. We're going to be pushing from Dirt Tunnel, so it does look like we're going to be having a heavy dirt tunnel push. But Cherry's going for an early spawn peek, able to do some damage onto the Jackal and the Maverick, but not able to finish anybody off, and he's going to hold himself back into kitchen. And I'd say that's pretty. If he can pick off at least one of them, Cherry's has done his job, and he can rotate back down. It looks like he's going to get his first peek onto the Glaz, and that's your Glaz gone, losing to the UMP5. Cherry's able to take that frag, and that's a big impact frag, but it does look like the Jackal is ready for that rotate, but the Pulse is not moving from that spot, so he's going to hold complete control of Kitchen there, and there's an interesting start to this whole game here.
Very aggressive. Again, as an attacker, you got to get those drones out. You got to know what's waiting for you. And I don't know what the Glass was doing. He just kind of walked into the door and he kind of stood there and got shot at for a bit. He just got shot from that area. Someone should have droned out, figure out whether or not he's still there, and he kind of paid the price for that.
Yeah, he did. And it's Broad just missing that peek onto the Legion. He could have gotten an easy pick there, but just looking away at the wrong time. And we have Zabi? What the heck? We'll just call him Z. Upstairs with Kavera. going for the late threat or late roam. Just going to make everybody's life a living hell. It looks like a very aggressive hold coming from the defenders on this map.
And we have lead with another kill onto iReef, but we have Cherries taking down NXU as we have Led also getting down by Sad Cherries, but Sad Cherries is going to get picked off by Tenzo. We're going to bring this up to a 1v3 as we have Tenzo pulling out a goo mine. 1 full minute left. The Sledge is going to toss out a grenade to slow down any defender that might push up on him as he slowly backs out and holds in anger, waiting for the defenders to get overconfident and rush. He does have the time, so if he plays smart, he can still possibly come away with this. There are some goo mines in some pretty good areas that'll give off where he's coming from, but he's going to continuously push onto this angle.
Yeah, he's going to push onto this angle. The Caveira's going to be waiting for him, and with that Lucion pistol, it's gonna be an easy frag for her as long as she can hit her shots. He's just going to check this east side corner here where they're usually hiding, but it looks like Legion is going to go for a little bit of a rotate, but
Nebula. It's Nebula backwards.
Camp Nebula backwards. But Nebula's going to finish him off. It just throws me off when people put their names backwards. But that was a very impressive round coming from the defenders. On that.
Sad Cherries with the 4K. That's the aggressive pulse playing from the kitchen.
Jeez, what a 4K from him. Doing some work. Does look like Vision is coming in to go for those early fights and bring the fight to TeamSin. That's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully this is going to be a wake-up call for TeamSin. Be like, all right, these guys are here to play. These guys are serious, and they're aggressive. So, seeing that, they better get their drone game on, and they better know exactly what these defenders are, because not only did we have Pulse getting a lot of these kills from the kitchen, but we also had, I don't remember who was playing the Cav, who was upstairs ready for a rotation of her own.
I believe that was Nebula's.
Nebula's was playing, yes, that's right, because she got the last kill.
Yep. All right, so we're going to be going up top here. Well, it looks like we have the Maverick on the board too, so that, as long as he can do the Maverick trick, if you're not familiar with the Maverick trick, is when you cut off the top part of the wall and the bottom part, and it completely gets rid of any of the barricades, so therefore you can easily open up any vaultable hole, and it should only take about 2 tanks of gas at most, so it does leave them open to open up maybe another hatch or even a few little murder holes to make the attackers' lives a little bit easier and to slowly peek onto the defenders. So standard composition coming from the attackers. We have a Maverick and a Thermite, so we have double hard breach with the Twitch and the Jackal to get rid of any roam clear and any utility clear, and the Sledge with the frag grenades just for safe measure. We also do have on the defensive side a pretty aggressive setup here. So we have a Vigil, a Pulse, a Jaeger, and a Bandit, and a Valkyrie. So it's a lot of squishy operators on the board right now.
Yeah, and they have a lot of information potential from the Valt cams and from the Pulse himself. So they're play smart. They'll be able to know exactly where all these attackers are going to be coming from to give them that kind of advantage. We're already seeing Led, who's going to open up just a line at the bottom here. This is going to allow anyone to repel off that other side, and it's going to be really hard for someone to counter peek him, and he'll be able to take down anyone's feet if they're running back and forth to kind of get that line of sight. First kill, though, is going to go into Lotto's, taking that roamer down. That's one defender off the map, as we can see. The Thermite charge is going off, not wasting any time to open up this wall.
Yeah, it does look like the Maverick is either trying to get rid of the utility, or he's trying to make some sort of abstract art, because I don't believe he's succeeding too well with the little Maverick trick he's trying to do, but it is, I believe, making life a little bit difficult for any defender trying to rotate up here. So, with a minute 30 on the board, we're down to a 5v4 still. The attacker's slowly taking out any defenders who decide to roam, and holding the long angle is Peach, or Deadly here. Just trying to catch any defenders trying to rotate or go around that corner there. And NXU just holding off the angle, not able to hit the shots onto that Jaeger, though, holding Garage. And he's going to let him get away scot-free. Nice little angle here coming from Deadly, though. Not able to get any defenders or peek them, while the rest of the team kind of pushes through master bedroom and over here by construction. With 50 seconds, though, they do have to move a little bit quicker, but Broad taking out Sad Cherries just like that. So that's your pulse off the board, and that is your I'm going to say your more aggressive operator off the board, but it does look like NXU just downed the Jaeger, and he doesn't know it, but it is another operator off the board, so that's here. You don't have to worry about the Jaeger too much. And there you go, Tenzo finishing him off, down to a 4v2, just the Valkyrie and the Bandit. And NXU not able to hit the shots, and just like that, he's just finishing him off, down to a 4v1, and Led finishing off the Valkyrie, and a nice attacking round coming from Vision Empire.
A much better attack, much cleaner. They had their strat. It was much nicer coming together. They had, the wall opened up. They had all the cross coming through. They had Brock coming around for that flank to kind of throw the defenders off, so not everyone can just focus on the opened wall. And then slowly the defenders peaked it. They were able to be taken down as the push started happening.
Mm-hmm. Able to definitely punish those defenders the defenders didn't seem to take any risks, and the attackers definitely pushed into them, and they seemed lost at certain points. They opened up the wall, and then after that wall was opened up, it seems like people weren't in the positions they were supposed to be, and then they were just systematically picked off. The Pulse, I believe, was supposed to be in construction, but just losing the fight to the C7E is just a better gun to that UMP. Mm-hmm. But all in all, it was just a solid attack round. There wasn't anything special about it, but they were just landing the gunfights. They were systematically going through where they needed to, and they were just picking off the defenders that were just caught sleeping, really. And I apologize, I meant to say attacking round for Sin, not Vision Empire. So
yeah. Yeah, so this is going to bring us to a even 1v1 right off the bat. They're going to retry top floor again, but they're going to bring it over to the other side to... Oh no, it's the same side, cash room.
Yep, it's by the same room. They do seem to have the same composition, so I think right now that's what makes me believe that they didn't have the people in the correct placement as last time, so it does look like they're just... going to have everybody in the place where they need them in, so the Jaeger being down here. Going for the early peaks. Again, this aggressive defense play, seeing if it can pay off. Going for the pre-fire, but to no avail. And does look like we're going to have the Maverick and the IQ spawn over here by Junkyard, so therefore they can try and open, most likely, Jacuzzi wall, get it through there, or even open up the window over here and get a nice long angle into the B site.
Yeah, I assume we're going to have a pretty similar... attack pulled off because it worked last time. It's a good attack strategy. Get that wall open, get some people over to flank, and off you go. So let's see, how much time they waste. They knew someone was in garage last time, so we have kind of a pre-fire going there. That's not, if someone was really sitting there, that's not necessarily a fight you're going to win, because that angle from that corner is hard to counter, even if you are pre-firing. So you better know someone's there or not, because that's a pretty big risk to try to take that battle.
Yes, and also, too, you do have the Blackbeard on that long angle by B, and then you have this entire wall open up, so that completely nullifies any access the defenders have to B site. So right now, the attackers are in prime position to go for either a plant or at least take over the complete control of B site, but it does look like we have Sad Chairs rotating into garage, but it looks like the attackers know he's here, and they're going to be punishing him for it, but not able to land the C4 onto the sledge. But Nebula is taking out leads. That's the Maverick off the board. And we have Tenzo trying to get into a little bit of gunfight here with the Pulse, not able to hit the shots, and Sad Cherries punishing him for it with very little health, taking out the sledge. That's your frag grenades off the board too. So we're down to a 5v3 with only a minute left, and the attackers are slowing down, not able to hit these shots that they're supposed to, and just misses a frag right there onto the Bandit, and Blackbeard on just a sliver of health. It's going to stay out here and regroup a little bit while NXU takes out the Pulse, and just like that, we got the Valkyrie and the Jaeger fragging off the last two attackers. It's just down to Blackbeard with only 1 HP. So it's more or less a waiting game to see how this round is going to end, rather than seeing if the attackers can win it.
Yeah, we saw the attack fell apart pretty quickly. We saw for a moment that they were in a good position. They were able to drone out and get some information, but then they kind of ran a push in and they lost some gun battles that they should have won. Like that garage fight should have went differently, but lost the gun battles, and before you know it, they're outmatched and they just can't get this push back together. As we can see, Nebula's is going to get that last kill, finishing off that round onto Deadly Peach.
Yep. A good start for the attackers. They had full control of B site. They had the long angle over here by the back window, and then they had the entire window. But after that, things seemed to slow down. They had no control of garage. They had no control over any of the back sites by cache or even construction or even master bedroom. There was just a complete sellout on their side. So good execution to get started, but after that, it was just a little bit of a head scratcher. I'm not too sure they knew where to go from there because there wasn't enough defenders off the board yet. They knew there was going to be somebody holding from, far angle, and they were going to have somebody over by cash room, and they were going to have somebody by garage as well. So it does look like we might have a rehost here.
Waiting to see if he can come in at the last second, but
yeah, we're just waiting to hear if he can make it back in, and we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. And he has returned.
There you go, Albany.
He's in a little bit late, so
yeah. Anyways, that last round I think would have went different if we saw Sad Cherries get killed holding that bottom part of the garage. Because if they're able to get that top part of garage, I think that attack would have been much different because you have quite a beneficial angle as an attacker. But instead, I think Sad Cherries definitely got a kill on one, if not two, and then stopped that whole garage push, and then that just basically the start of where the attackers fell apart.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see if the teams want to rehost or not. It does look like
they're going to play through, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to keep going and do the 5v4. Yeah, it does look like they're going to keep going, and if they back out now, it's a little bit too late. They might have to take a round of loss on this one, so I think they're just going to go for it and do the 5v4. So, they definitely do have the capability to do it, and the attackers are going to be a little bit more... a little bit quicker on their execution, it seems like, because they know they are at an immediate advantage. So
a rush comes in. It looks like there's a lot of roamers outside of the area, so we can see Deadly Peach already making a first way in. It will be started with a 4v4 sitting there on the cameras. Should be an easy kill for Deadly Peach. Taking down Painted. They have site control with that Montaigne. In comes Zebula, though, is going to take down one. Comes right beside, he's going to get taken out by Bra. A quick 2v2. Nope. Another one down, a 1v2. Sad Cherries taking down Bra. All that we have left is that Sledge. They had that full bomb site taking control of and lost it just as quickly. We have full 2 minutes. You can see all the utilities going out.
We do have Sad Cherries on very low health. It's very clutchable, but with that DMR shotgun on the Kaid, it's going to be difficult to push the hallways and push those angles, but they did have full control. The Monty pushed in, took control, but there was just no, they didn't seem to have the full control that they thought they did. The defenders, like I said, just walked in,
they cleared off to the right, but then they had control of it, but then no one was watching the other pushes in, and basically the defenders just re-walked in, got a bunch of frags, did some trading, but they got control of the site back. I would have liked to see that Monty make his way back. Like, he got that one kill, but then make your way back to the door and just cover for a plant and just try to get the rest of your troops in.
It seems like they walked in the room and forgot there was other doorways.
Yeah.
They walked in, and when we saw Nebula's there, took out the Maverick, and she almost took out the Twitch as well. But if you notice, the Maverick wasn't looking at the doorway directly across from him. He was watching back where the Monty was, and he wasn't watching even the other entranceway. So the defenders just walked into sight, punished the people who weren't looking, and while the attackers were taking care of the defender that just walked in, the other defenders walked in and took care of them, because obviously they weren't watching the flanks. It was they had the upper hand. They had full site control. They had the man advantage at the beginning. Cherries punished them for it. Cherries got the last kill as well. So right now, Cherries is definitely the single-handed, the one-man gang right now. And just, no, I wouldn't say he's carrying the team, but he's definitely the lead fragger right now. And I can't see TeamSin really maybe coming back from that. That can definitely be demoralizing in some instances.
Yeah, it was the right strategy though, because the defenders love their own game, so they're like, all right, we know that they're all over who knows where. Let's just push in with that Monty and see what happens. And it could have worked. Like a little change to it would have been way different end game result.
Yeah, it wasn't there. The team, the mindset wasn't there. They just didn't know what to do, and it looks like we're going to be getting a rush here from Bruh, going to try and take control of cash room and TV room with Deadly right behind him, but just letting the Thermite go first might not be your best strategy. You might want to get the Ash in there first to get that low hitbox and the R4C in there and just take care of some business.
If you're going to rush him with the Ash, you have a Thermite behind you, throw a drone down, try to... just blindly fires into it, nearly takes him down, but Bruh's going to go ahead and kill Lados, who nearly got himself just a nice wall bang himself.
He was able to down the Thermite, so Thermite has very little health, and Nebula's here with the long angles could even punish him further. So, again, a rough start coming from TeamSin, but Deadly able to take out Nebulas on that angle, so it does seem like they're back on the up and up. And after that 5v4 loss, they are changing up the strategy a little bit, becoming a little bit more aggressive, droning out, as we just saw, we're droning out a few more people.
I like the aggression change. It's definitely working out in their favor.
Yeah, it is definitely, they're becoming much, like you said, a little bit more aggressive, much more focused on where they want to push, and they have an idea of what the strategy is, and they're trying to execute it as best as possible.
Yeah. Coming down to a minute 15. Still anyone's game at this point, 4v3. A bunch of pre-fires coming out. Possible soft wall, looking through a nice little kill hole here, and to wait for someone to come across. It's that Cherries is going to watch NXU just peek his head and go for a kill. A second kill onto Bra as he fires through that window.
The Alda punishing him. Sad Cherries just holding this window, taking control. Oh boy, not able to take out the sledge, but throwing a frag in, just dodging it. And just like that, the defenders have actually the upper hand here with the Valkyrie, with all the vision that the Valkyrie, or the intel the Valkyrie can give you, and that Alda, it's going to make it difficult for just a Maverick and a Sledge to push in. Maverick can only get so far, and as you can see here, we've got a Reefer on the far angle. And we do have him able to hold both. Oh, just missing the shots onto the Sledge. And Lead giving his position away over here in the back office. And able to take out Reefer, though. Down to a 2v2. So, that's your Doc off the board, but you still have the Alda up, and then that's a dangerous thing to be doing here. And we do have... oh, wow. We had a nice cleanup there from Cherries. Again, I think that was another 4K coming from Cherries and that Alda. Just, again, the attackers not knowing what to do and where to push once certain things happen. They had a solid push at the beginning, able to take control of cash room, able to fully clear out the Legion, able to take control of both the front, I believe it was by the front windows, and also the back room, now over by 90 hallway, and then nothing. They didn't capitalize on it. They lost control of everything, and just like that, they weren't really capitalizing, or weren't taking into consideration Cherries on the Maestro with that Alda, just cleaning up and mopping up the attacking team. So
they're getting stuck on Vision's defense. They start off so strong, but once they get to the actual site itself, that's where they get stuck, and that's basically where Vision's cleaning them up.
Yeah, they're just punishing them. That's all they're doing. Vision is doing the right thing, not being overly aggressive, but being aggressive at the right times.
Yeah.
So again, we're going to go back up top. We're going to be going to cash room and TV room. And they didn't have much luck last time, but they do seem to have a better idea of what they want to do on each round. And again, Cherry's on that Maestro seems to fit his playstyle quite well, especially with the rate of fire. And we're going to have also the Valkyrie and the Pulse as well. So that's going to be a lot of intel on the board. And then obviously the denial of the Bandit and just the roamability and the pure fragging potential of the Jaeger coming through, as well as having the ADS to take care of any of the frag grenades coming from the sledge on the other side. So we're going to have to see how TeamSin adapts to this one. They're having a little bit of a rough go, and I'm just going to see how they adapt to this.
Yeah, we see Leeds just wasting no time, but you see his charge goes down right away. Bra's going to be sneaking around. There is Lotto's on the other side of that wall, who is going to be that pulse that you have to take care of before you make your push ahead. Bro's going to back out knowing that that pulse is there and wait around for hopefully someone else to help him with that push.
Not too sure why Lee did that. He seemed to just kind of throw away the utility of one of his charges, and Nebula's just taking him out. So there's your Thermite off the board, and Cherry's again taking out Deadly and clearing up the IQ. So there's going to be no utility to get through the solid wall, and there's going to be no utility to take out any gadgets. So I believe TeamSin is just throwing themselves against the wall and seeing what sticks, but Nebulas and Chairs are just punishing them around every corner, and they can't seem to get,
they're being very confrontational, and then they're winning the gunfights.
Yeah, they're winning the gunfights. It's just, but again, Nebula's spotting the Ash, but not able to fully take him out. But Tenzo finally taking out Nebula's, but at what cost? And catching, oh man,
painted with his butt sticking out.
Yeah, again on the camera. He did that in the last round, 4v5 round too. He was just caught on the camera. He's got to slow down with that and rely on the teammates to use your cameras a little bit more than you should. But right now we're back down to a 3v3, but it does look like the Ash and the Sledge are pretty beat up. And they don't see that rotate. So just like that, the Bandit has control of Garage and could punish them severely for this, and they don't know he's here. Just holding the angle and waiting for them.
Nearly had their backs. I don't think he was looking the right way, because he basically went across that door as the attackers had their backs there. Sad Cherries with another kill. Lotto's picking up another, and Reefer to finish it off as 1, 2, 3 defenders win round 6.
Yep, and we're going to see the final kill cam again coming from Raj. He's here, and just TeamSin just falling apart at the seams, not able to catch a break here. And look at Sad Cherry's 14 kills in 6 rounds. If that doesn't speak to you saying he's the main fragger, I don't know. Well, he's only got 3 deaths and he has 3 assists. So, all in all, TeamSin has their work cut out for them with this rotate, going onto defense here. Able to going to bring the Doc onto here and doing something that Team Vision Empire did not do. They bring in the smoke, so a little bit of denial for any plant, but going from the Fuse to the Ash, it's a smart move. I'd probably just bring the Fuse just to confuse them to 6-pick onto the Ash. It does look like, though, we have no denial of any Bandit charges or anything like that. But you could be going underneath with the Zofia and impact nading underneath. So there is that potential.
Yeah, so now we got whole new, switching attack and defense right here. They're, instead of going straight to the basement, which we do see a lot of teams do, they're going to avoid that. This kind of upper floor has started to become a little bit more of a first option, as the way the map changed has kind of made it more viable. So it's going to throw a little bit of wrench into the attackers if that's what they weren't expecting it, and we'll see how they go about roaming or go about counter planting onto this attack, considering that they only brought kind of the smoke to stop an actual plant going down.
Yeah, they don't really have much plant now other than that, unless they're planning on having a camera on site and having a C4 underneath. But Deadly Peach punishing Nebulas. That's a good first frag onto TeamSin here, and that's your Twitch off the board. So if they want to get through that wall, if there's any denial on there, It's going to be awfully difficult. Tenzo in Garage, though, going to be holding the little tiny angle in between the two bars, and then we're going to have Bra over here in Master Bedroom as well. It's an odd place to have your smoke, but it keeps him safe till late round, so therefore he's at least accessible for the planted now. But as we also see, we have TV room wall being opened up, and again, with a minute gone, it's a pretty solid round, pretty solid start here for TeamSin, but NXU not able to hit the frag onto the Ash here, onto Lotto's, but it's going to be difficult. Still an uphill battle here because they do have a lot of powerful ops and a lot of utility on the board still.
Both of these teams having pretty aggressive defenses. As you see, NXU just challenging that Ash, just waiting for her to move. That's the kind of position that Ash wants to be in, to try to lift up and open up the floor. As we see just some shots coming off. Make himself a little kill hole, waiting for that Ash as she rotates out and around. Not sure if she's going to come back or not, but that definitely slows down the attack a little bit in their kind of plans to take care of the floor. Tenzo taking a little bit of damage as Sad Cherries with another kill onto Bra.
Yes, it does look like, though, the Ash is taking a lot of damage. She's on one hit, so she's got to make her next little bit count. It does look like they have Sad Cherries pushing into Red Hall, taking out the Valkyrie, and that's a nice little frag. He's full visibility under Garage. And just like that, now everybody in Garage has to panic and run and figure out how they're going to get back into sight now, because then that's will take off. But just like that, NXU not able to hit his shots, doesn't finish him off. And Sad Cherries is still on the board, but not watching his flank. And just like that, Sad Cherries takes out two, one with the Claymore and one with the AK-74. And just like that, the plan is going down, and it's just down to the dock. But he's able to clutch this. But with
oh, was that an ace from Sad Cherries this time?
No, I believe it was another 4K.
Another 4K. Just can't
get the scoreboard up. We able because he had 14 last round.
Yeah, he had 14.
Ferg, if you can get that up, we could definitely see if you got an ace. 14. Yeah, that was an ace.
Wow,
from Sad
yeah,
Cherries.
an ace from Sad Cherries. Just taking that Zofia, rushing in and just getting kills. Now, Sad Cherries almost got killed.
Ace.
Who was in there that took some shots? Like, you saw Sad Cherries sitting there, shot at him.
NXU.
And just stopped.
NXU shot at him, hit the shots, but immediately turned, took out the Thatcher. Yeah. But when he went back, the Zofia was already peaking, ready for the re-peak. So nice job by Cherries, just cleaning up.
Yeah, definitely kind of really carried the team in that attack. Just gonna put him in match point. 6-1 right now. All they need is one win.
One win, and just like that, we're gonna have Vision Empire taking over. But I've seen crazier clutches come from out of nowhere, so the game's not over just yet. But we're gonna have a downstairs hold onto Church and Armory with a Caveira coming onto the board. So that's not too surprising either. Caveira can definitely hold up here by Bar and even over by Strip Club and even by Farside, by Garage. So lots of roaming potential coming from the Caveira. But we're going to have to wait and see how they utilize her, because, Team Vision Empire has been able to just totally take control of each site they go into. And they're able to cut off any rotations. Anybody who does go for a flank gets immediately taken out. And it doesn't seem to be to any avail to the attackers. But just like that, we're going to have the Doc spawn peeking, taking out the Thermite, but not able to finish him off. So that could be to the detriment of the defenders not taking out that Thermite that early.
Fantastic aggressive play from both teams. They like to go for those peaks early. And again, just getting caught off guard happens once. You better avoid it the second time, because you've been warned, but nearly lost a very vital operator in this, just as the Lakes miss Sad Cherry shots.
Reefer, though, getting taken out, bruh. And that's an early frag onto the board. Again, these attackers are punishing them for not taking care of that early pick. And just like that, we have NXU able to take care of Sad Cherry. So that's your main fragger off the board. Deadly taking out Paintrud as well. Again, it does look like a team kill coming from the defense, though. That could be wind up being disastrous. Lotto's not sure where to shoot. He's a little confused, but just like that, the defenders take control of the bottom side, and being aggressive is paying off, and the It's very uncharacteristic for Vision Empire, with especially how they've been playing at the Caveira.
And now the defenders have the bomb upstairs. A little too... Deadly Pete's just standing on top of the jukebox, waiting for someone to come grab.
One of those plays, man. You don't expect the Caveira to be there. You can see he had to do a double take. So, very impressive hold by the defenders there. Again, just catching them off guard, being super aggressive at the beginning, falling back and staying in the areas where they know they have to push, and just taking care of at one at a time. That was another thing too I noticed. Vision Empire was walking into these rooms one at a time, or at least closing themselves off in a room where there's 2 of them in there or 3 of them in there, and then the defenders just able to spray through the wall and maybe get a couple of picks, and after that it's just down to 1v1s, right? So
Vision kind of trapped himself in that blue room, kind of got picked apart and wall banged, and there wasn't much else, there wasn't really anywhere that they could go from there. It was kind of funny to see Lotto's just kind of stuck in the confusion, walking out of that door, just spraying left and right before getting picked off.
Yeah, I think it was just that Vision Empire is not really expecting that much aggression, especially with how TeamSin has been playing. So it does look like there's a bit of confusion coming from Team Empire, or Team Vision Empire, and kind of all grouping up in one hallway. But we're going to go back upstairs, cash room and TV room. So again, pretty standard stuff coming. But we do have a Legion coming, and there is a team damage coming from one of them onto the Jaeger, so he's on 50% HP. I'm assuming it's going to be coming from the Legion here, with the impact nades.
Yeah, so, when everyone's trying to rush around and get set up, sometimes, that happens. But if you don't set up quick enough, then you can get caught off guard by the attackers. And again, both of these teams can get unexpectedly aggressive, so you have to make sure that you got yourself in position.
Yeah, and again, TeamSin putting themselves on the back foot with enough damage on both operators to pretty well bring you down to no health. So the Jaeger's going to be a couple shots, and the Legion's going to be a few shots, but Reefer taking out NXU. So Bandit's off the board, and no one's there to Bandit trick. And Reefer with another one under the Kaid. Reefer with the shot under the Legion is a 3K for Reefer. Just walks into sight. Bra taking out Lotto, so that's another one. And it does look like right now we have Reefer just trying to take care and finish this round off. Not able to... Bra on super low HP, though.
Painted just walks right by the Jaeger and he gets taken down. We have full 2 minutes and everyone's just kind of rushing into sight. You have time as the attacker. You have so much... You killed so many defenders. You opened up so much. No need to rush in. Figure things out first. Bra is nearly going to survive, but he is going to take down Reefer finally, as we have a 2v1, as Nebula is with the Blackbeard. It's going to be at full health, and all he has to do is just nick. Just tap each one of those players. There's no health left. He's going to come around that corner. There is a soft wall, so that he could use that to his advantage, and he has time. Oh, first little shots come out, just missing his head, but Tenzo gonna kill Nebula's and finish that round. Another win for the defenders, keeping them in play as that round came really close to ending really quick with Reefers walk through the base.
I know there's aggressive plays, there's aggressive teams, there's aggressive rushes, there's aggressive defense roles. That was unnecessary aggression. Just throwing caution to the wind, walking into sight like the Thermite not watching his angle from over here by Garage, walking right into the site. It looked like he was getting ready to plant and then maybe heard the Jaeger, but you should be watching that and anticipating that, because there, there's always going to be somebody in there. At first we had Reefer just walking in and cleaning house, and it was down to a 3v5, but with just them carelessly walking into sight, TeamSin just punished them for it. And it was just, you can't just walk in and not understand where they are, or blindly walk into a room and expect, I'll be fine. And I'm not too sure what just happened there.
Yeah, so the way that kind of strategy works and what should happen. So basically, we had Reefer. He got one kill right away and he got another kill. So he continued to be super aggressive, which is smart because you instantly just put holes in the defense. You know, there's a few angles the defense aren't expecting, you know, you to continue to push in. It makes it harder for them to rotate and figure out where you are. So yes, continue that aggression, and that's how he got his 3 kills. Sure, but for the other attackers, they need to, even though all these kills are coming up on the scoreboard, they need to clear their minds and be like, okay, Reefer's got a lot done. It's so much time left. There's so much chaos going into defense. You don't know where they are. Just wait, drone. Find out where they are. You have such a huge advantage, but they didn't. Instead, they got carried away with falling behind Reefer's, you know, explosive aggression, but it didn't pay off. The rest of the defenders were able to catch them off guard and, you know, equal the playing field and then just finish them off.
They were relying too much on the aim and not the aim. So, we're going to be going up to master bedroom and also construction area. So, last time they attacked here, or last time they defended here, we had Sad Cherries with the nice 4K with the Alda. So we're going to see if maybe we can see a repeat from TeamSin, able to maybe hold out this with the Alda as well. It does look like they're going for their early aggression, though, onto the windows. So they do have to watch their flanks, but it is possible for them to actually clear out the entire master bedroom from here. But Lotto able to take out lead from over here by Cash Room, but caught in the reload, and XU punishing him for the with the Ella.
Mistimed.
Oh yeah, mistimed, and Ella just going for a pre-fire. Could have got a nice little pick there, but with the recoil on that Scorpion, it would have been very, very difficult.
Yeah, it looks like she did get a couple nicks of damage, but not enough to really make a difference. The Sad Cherries is going to get shot at, but he's just going to finish off the kill on Deadly Peach. He only has a couple health left, but the plant is going down as Sad Cherries watches some of the angles for a possible attack. Plant does go down successfully. You have 4 full attackers. No, 1 goes down. 3 with 1 little health, and 2 defenders. Oh,
yeah,
3 defenders.
Caught trying to take out the camera. It's a 2v. That's actually down to a 1v2, and it does look like they have the Jaeger just kind of waiting to peek here. Oh, gets caught by the Claymore of Sad Cherries. Even in death, Sad Cherries frags out.
Yeah.
But just like that, match point. Nice attempt. I will say TeamSin did try to pick it back up at the end of the defense round, but unfortunately it was, you know, being down as many rounds as they were, and you know, Team Vision Empire able to have the massive fragging potential that they did. We did see just a clear out 21 kills from Sad Cherries. Just a nice showing coming from him. Team Vision Empire just cleaning up on that, just like that. TeamSin is going to go home and rethink a couple strategies and try to adapt, and hopefully they come back a little bit stronger next time. So, as we did last time,
Sad Cherries is a girl, by the way.
Oh yes, just should have. Yes, you should have mentioned that before we started calling him. Although it is 2019, stuff is fun. But we will go to a small intermission again, 5-10 minutes. We're just going to try and get the next teams in here, and we'll see you for one more game. And just stick with us. We should be back soon. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.
This is the emergency broadcast system. The CDC is advising that you stay in your homes. We shall walk. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party.
We show up in the party.